All right, so I just wanted to record this quick video, do kind of a review of this Joying 9-inch unit in my GX470. So we'll switch it on here. You can see startup. It's fairly quick. Usually it pops up with the Lexus logo. I can show you how to go through that and enable it, depending on what kind of car you have. But yeah, so obviously this thing has Android Auto. My Bluetooth on my phone is turned off, and Android Auto is pretty much the same on any unit that has it. So I won't go through that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through go through some of the settings that I've set up. I do have the Wi-Fi antenna plugged into the back, so I can hotspot off my phone if I need or if I want to. I don't have a SIM card in it, and I don't have the 4G antennas plugged into it. I don't really ever plan on using this as kind of like a standalone unit. It's why I use Android Auto. I have all that stuff. And if I want to use the features on the unit itself, then I can just use my phone hotspot. And I have access to all the other stuff anyways. So yeah, you can see I have Bluetooth connected to my phone. Like I said, I don't think it's connected right now because the Bluetooth on my phone's off. But connected is super simple. Just go into the Bluetooth in that first link setting. Common settings, let's see through here. You can change your default music application. Like I said, I don't really use it just because I have Android Auto, but you can download Spotify and then download music to Spotify, and it would store it on the unit, and so you'd have that. In case you didn't have cell service or whatever, you can just use your downloaded music. This parking brake option, I have it turned off. That basically allows video playback without the parking brake turned on, so you kind of use that as you will. If you come down here to this keys and learn, and you go into key settings, then you can go to this SWC steering wheel control keys learning. So you can see I have next, previous, volume up and down, and then play pause mapped to my steering wheel button. So the way you do that is if you first booted it up, none of these would be selected. You would press, for example, previous or next, and then you would press the button on your steering wheel and it would save that. And then once you've mapped everything, you hit this save button, and then your steering wheel control should work. You can also change what the side buttons, just little touch buttons on the actual unit itself do. I believe that is in, let's see here, touch key study. Yeah, so you can change what those buttons do. I just left them as normal. They're simple enough. Back into settings, you can change your sound. So I have the ketone just turned off. I don't really like the ketone. There's different mic gains you can set up. You can set it to where it will lower the volume if you have music playing. When you switch to reverse, you can turn that on or off and determine how much it actually lowers the volume by, or you can just shut it off all completely. If we go into display, you have some different settings for your reverse camera. So that's this first option here. So yeah, you can turn on parking radar if you have that equipped, your guidelines, your track style, stuff like that. You can change your reverse camera format. If you install a reverse camera and it's not working, I would try changing this reverse camera format to see if that helps. You can mirror the image, and then you can determine when your reverse camera gets powered on. So right now I only have it getting power when I shift into reverse. If I click this and click often power on, then I will have full-time power to my rear view camera. So if I go over here to AR camera and then click rear, well, it's not showing up. That's supposed to be what that setting's for. So maybe I have to restart the car, so I won't worry about it right now. But yeah, so I just have power, only sending power to the rear view camera when I'm in reverse. And then you can set it up for normal reverse, 360 reverse, stuff like that. If you go to your aux, I haven't looked through these settings because I don't use the aux. You have kind of regular system settings, so I upped the daytime brightness all the way to up to 100, and then I have it set. I didn't want it to be in dark mode all the time, so if you go in here to theme set, you can change it from light to dark, or you can set it to small light control. And essentially what this does is if you turn your headlights on like I will right here, you can see it switched to dark mode, and then if I turn my headlights back off, it switched back to light. So we'll go back here into display. You can change your wallpaper. I just have it as these kind of standard wallpapers. The other ones are a little busy for my opinion, but I think you can upload custom wallpapers if you want. Here you can, reset everything back to defaults. And then for this last section, this is changing the color on these little touch buttons on the side. So you see I've kind of a blue color right now. You can change it to all white. The only thing about these is when you do change it to all white, I don't know if it's because they're a little bit cheaper LEDs or what, but you almost get like a rainbow effect where you can kind of, I don't know if you can see on the video, but it's not like a true white. So I just leave it on this blue. Looks good enough. And then you can change it to, off, always on, or auto. Again, I think that follows with the headlights. So my headlights are off right now. If I change them or turn my headlights on, the lights come on. But I usually just leave it on that always on setting. Yeah, so if we go back, like I said, you can look at your cameras here in this AR camera. I may have to, like I said, I may have to restart the car to get it to continuously send power to my rear view camera. But I will try to shift and reverse without knocking my camera over. So here's my reverse camera. You can see I have the guidelines. Those guidelines are actually kind of built into the camera itself. So in the settings, I have all that stuff turned off, and it's actually part of the camera itself. And I don't mind how they look. So I've just left them. You do have access to the Google Play Store, obviously, so you can go in the Google Play Store if you have it connected to Wi-Fi. You can see mine's connected to Wi-Fi right now. I think it's just connected to my house Wi-Fi. Yeah. So you can go onto your Wi-Fi, or go into Google Play Store rather, and download pretty much whatever app you want. Whatever's on the Google Play Store, you can download. You can access Chrome, so just a web browser, any other web browser. You can just use Bluetooth with this, obviously. And if you don't have, or you don't want to use CarPlay or Android Auto, you could just use that. Like I said, I just use Android Auto, so a lot of the stuff in here I don't really mess around with, but you can load videos on here, you can load music on here, if you don't want to rely on having service. Sound effects here is basically your equalizer settings. You can change how many channels you have. Equalizer, I have it set to this rock. I kind of went through all these different settings, and rocks kind of for me what I like the most, so I've just left it there. You could change your fade and balance, what kind of mode you want to have it set onto. So there's a lot of settings in here that you can play with. I've left most of these default except for the equalizer settings, and it sounds pretty good. Let's see. File manager. I'll show you how to get your logo set. This logo set. So when you first download it, this logo set won't be here. If you go to File Manager, and then you see this owner_APK, if you go into here, and then if you just tap on this logo set, it's going to ask you, basically when you first install, it's going to ask you if you want to install it. So I'm going to hit cancel since I already have it installed, but you basically hit install, and then it will install this logo set app. You can go in here and you can see there's a bunch of different car manufacturers. So there's Mercedes, Toyota, Honda, BMW. You basically just scroll through this list until you find your car manufacturer. So there's tons in here. I don't know if it's going to show the Lexus one or if I missed it already, because I already have it set. But just for kind of demonstration, we'll set Toyota. So we'll hit OK. It will restart, and then it will kind of show you the boot up screen for the logo. There you go. and I think now it'll do like this whole little animation where it switches from, you know, showing Toyota, and then it'll go into like, you know, it'll say like joying on it. But when you start the car, normally after you do the logo set, yeah, so you can see that kind of, you know, very 2000s intro. But when you set it and then you actually go into using it, when you start the car, it'll just show the car logo itself. It won't go through this whole process. This is kind of a whole long process. I think it's just kind of loading that boot up screen. But yeah, and then we're back in. So I'm going to go back in here real quick, and we will reset it back to Lexus. Maybe if I can find it. Oh well, I'll reset it after I stop the video. But yeah, so you do have access to radio, so you know you can scan local radio stations. You do have GPS. You know, it comes with a GPS antenna. I didn't hook mine up. I'm thinking about going back and hooking it up so it can monitor the speed, and then I can, you know, maybe download offline maps and use it in that case. In this upper left-hand corner, you see I just tapped this little edit button here, so you can put whatever you want here. I think default it comes with navigation, but I just put a clock on it because, yeah, like I said, I don't use the default navigation. But yeah, overall, this has been really cool. And, you know, you can see here's your wallpaper. But overall, this has been, you know, really good upgrade. You know, it really modernizes the car. You know, having a backup camera is huge. And then just having access to, you know, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is great as well. So I've had it in for about a week, and I've loved it so far. You know, it's nice and responsive. This is the 8 gig memory unit, so it is, you know, a little bit more expensive, but I opted to pay in a little bit more up front rather than having to deal with you know, slowdowns and things in the future. So yeah, if you're interested in it, I highly recommend the joining units. The only thing that I may be changing here is actually just getting like a matte screen protector, just to help kind of with the glare a little bit. But honestly, with the brightness all the way up in the day, I don't have trouble seeing it. The matte screen protector, you know, would just help a little bit with glare, but it also just help with fingerprints. So you can kind of see if I turn the car off, you know, it's kind of riddled with fingerprints, and a matte screen protector would definitely help with that. So yeah, if you have any questions about it, let me know, comment below, and follow along. I'll be uploading more videos working on the GX here soon. Thanks, bye.